A South Carolina hospital celebrates zero COVID patients for the first time in 2 years.
And we recap the biggest moments from last night's 94th Academy Awards.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV News at Noon.
Thanks for joining us for ntTV News at Noon. I'm Austin Wright.
And I'm Jalen Jackson. We have a great show for you today.
Saturday, March 26th was Great American Cleanup Day, in which the Denton community got together hundreds of volunteers to pick up trash on the Denton streets. The goal of cleanup was to clear up litter across the DFW area and engage in community service. The event lasted from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and is a reminder that each of us is capable of keeping our community clean if we work together.
As early as next week, Americans over the age of 50 will have the option to receive a second COVID booster shot. The FDA Vaccine Advisory Committee was originally expected to consider a new booster shot on April 6th, but new data release shows evidence that another booster shot offers enhanced protection against more severe illnesses. Currently, a second booster is only available to those who are immunocompromised. Also, the booster would not be an official government recommendation, but would still give everyone over 50 the option to receive the additional shot.
For most hospitals around the country, it's been over 2 years since the beds were not filled with those suffering from COVID-19. But for the Tylen's Health in South Carolina, the COVID patient count has finally hit zero. The ICU director says seeing that number hit zero was like Christmas. Zach Wilcox, CNN, reports.
I don't think everybody realized it at first until we made the count and we were like, it's zero. And then it was like, it's zero.
The staff at Tylen's Health had grown accustomed to having at least a few patients battling severe coronavirus symptoms. They've had at least one hospital bed taken up by a coronavirus patient 24 hours a day for more than 2 years. After doing everything in their power to get people back on their feet, the hard work finally paid off.
We have a little bit of time to take care of ourselves, to get our staff some well-deserved rest and relaxation, get some time off. And again, just preparing again in case something were to happen.
Tylen's critical care director, Dr. Nathan Maddox, says the drop in hospitalizations will give their researchers time to assess the data and see how they can improve their operation for any possible new variants. McLeod Health has also managed to hit zero COVID hospitalizations at 4 of its hospitals throughout the Grand Strand and PD. The chief medical officer says getting to that number is helping patients feel a little more comfortable coming back for things other than COVID.
We have more people wanting to come in for elective procedures. Our outpatient offices and practices are seeing more people coming in for routine preventative health care, which they've typically postponed.
As things transition back to being a little more normal, Dr. Maddox is looking back on the whole experience, realizing it has shaped his career and that of his fellow doctors and nurses.
Well, I think it's just going to be the defining moment of our careers. Those of us that were here will talk about this forever.
Tylen's has taken this drop in hospitalizations as an opportunity to relax visitation policies, meaning anyone in the hospital can visit with family longer. The staff is celebrating their achievement, but intend to stay vigilant and prepare for any new variants. It was super nice on the way here. I kind of hope it stays that way.
Yeah, me too. Let's see what the forecast looks like for the rest of today. Sydney?
Well, guys, we are seeing beautiful temperatures today and tomorrow. Currently, we are sitting at 73 degrees. It does feel slightly warmer at 76 with those high wind speeds at 14 miles per hour. Now, moving on to tonight, our temperatures are going to warm up to the 80s. It will feel slightly cooler at 79 with those high wind speeds again at 16 miles per hour. Now, moving on to tomorrow, our temperatures will cool down a bit because of those clouds. It'll be 72, feeling like 70 with higher wind speeds at 18 miles per hour. Now, that is all I have for our first look. Make sure to stay with us for our full weather forecast later in the show. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Sydney. Plumes of smoke billowed across the sky from an uncontained fire near the small towns of Flat and Gatesville, drifting north into the DFW Metroplex. Gatesville Police has opened 2 centers for evacuees from nearby communities. If you find yourself in an area affected by smoke, it is recommended you limit outdoor activity, stay cool in an air-conditioned area, limit strenuous activity, and stay hydrated. Areas west of I-35 are under a red flag warning, meaning those affected should not burn anything or create open flames or sparks.
2 police officers were stabbed in a Denton homeless camp.
And a landmark regional summit occurs with diplomats from across the globe.
Hi, I'm Kennedy, the president of Black Film Club, and what I love about BFC is the atmosphere and the members. The family feel that we have in our club is really genuine. What about you, Bree?
My name is Bree. I'm the vice president of Black Film Club, and what I love about Black Film Club is it's a small but close, like, little family. You know, I feel like a lot of times when you go to a PWI, it's hard to find like a Black community that share the same interests in you. So I'm very blessed and grateful to have, found my family.
What I would say I like about Black Film Club is obviously the environment that it sets for everybody. I love the officers. I've been rocking with basically all of them since day one, since freshman year. We all came in here at the same time, all got involved with Black Film Club at the same time. So it's been a nice community to grow with, and then seeing new members come, seeing them get interested, seeing how they like Black film, teaching them what we can teach them before we leave, and giving them the mantle to take over. It's a blessing.
Movie.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, so we have to watch the next one before next class, right?
We do?
I think so, but it's not on Netflix and it's not on Hulu, so...
Man, I don't want to pay for that.
So what do we do?
You think there's a place we could go to get the movie?
I'm not sure, maybe?
Oh, there's a place to get the movie.
Oh?
Really?
Yeah, it's right here on campus. Come on, I'll show you.
Two Denton police officers were stabbed Thursday night while trying to apprehend a convicted sex offender. One officer suffered lacerations to his face and arms. The other officer suffered only bruises. Both officers were wearing protective vests and are said to be doing well. This incident happened at a homeless camp near Meadow Ridge Drive and Hinkle Drive. Gerald Kosirogue had warrants for sex offender registration violations and is now charged with aggravated assault on a public servant. His bail has been set to $80,000.
Authorities in Florida are investigating the death of a 14-year-old boy who died Thursday night after a tragic fall from an amusement park ride. Gloria Pazmino for CNN has the updates.
No suspected foul play or criminal charges for now. The Orange County, Florida Sheriff's Office said Friday the circumstances that led to the death of a 14-year-old boy after he plummeted from an amusement park ride in Orlando appear accidental.
Based on all of our preliminary investigation and information, it appears to be a terrible tragedy, but our investigation is still open.
Authorities say Tyree Sampson, originally from St. Louis, Missouri, was visiting Orlando with his football team over spring break. According to the boy's father, he was an honor roll student and an aspiring football player. Witnesses say the boy fell from the 430-foot-tall free-fall ride, which operators describe as the world's tallest freestanding drop tower. Police responded to Icon Park around 11 Thursday night. The boy was taken to the hospital where he died from his injuries. Investigators are reviewing witness statements in an effort to determine how the boy fell from the ride. The Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Affairs is looking into the ride's safety. The Slingshot Group, which operates the ride, told CNN affiliate Spectrum News 13 that the boy was secured in the seat.
Our hearts are broken for that family of the young man. And again, we're going to do everything we can to work with the investigative authorities to get to the matter of this.
For now, the ride is closed until further notice. I'm Gloria Pazmino reporting.
The investigation is still ongoing, but no foul play is suspected.
CNN meets with Ukrainian refugees who escaped the deadly Russian shelling by fleeing into the mountains. CNN's Salma Abdelaziz reports their stories from Slavsko, Ukraine.
Nestled deep in the Carpathian Mountains, far from the bombs and bullets, lies the idyllic ski resort of Slavsko, with plenty of room for those fleeing violence to find solace in the slopes. Many hotels have opened their doors to displaced families, some at no cost or discounted rates. Guests Stacy and Ramir found refuge here after Russian forces invaded their hometown of Kharkiv.
During this time, we usually heard like shells blowing up, with lots of bombardment.
How did you feel when you arrived?
When you look at these mountains and into the news, it seems like not real.
And you're here, you're safe. I feel kind of guilty because in the beginning I left all my family there.
After a terrifying week, mom and daughter finally squeezed onto a train out of embattled Kyiv. But where to go? Then they remembered a special family trip.
Yes, we love it, this place, because our summertime we provide here.
So you had good memories here?
Good memory. We have good memory. We had good memory in this place.
I feel safe here. But I hope that this will end soon and we'll go home. Because living at home is much better because it's my home.
This tiny mountain community of Slavsko has taken in 3,400 displaced people, nearly doubling their population. But they say it's not a burden. They want to share this sanctuary. Some have chosen less traditional accommodations. Olsa found peace for her 2 children in this glamping pod.
Донька прокидається, вона підбігає.
My daughter wakes up every morning, opens the curtains, wipes the dew from the windows, and looks out at the view, she tells me. Yes, she loves it here. It's calming. I feel lighter, and I start to believe everything is going to be okay. For these families, this feels like the safest place in a country where it seems everywhere is a front line. Salma Abdelaziz, CNN, Slavsko, Ukraine.
Last week, our weather was intense. We had tornadoes, hail, rain. Thankfully, now we're seeing some sun.
Yeah, I'm so glad we're seeing those warm temperatures again. I wonder what the rest of our week will look like. Let's check with our weather anchor, Sydney Deshawn, to see what's going on. Sydney?
Well, guys, the temperatures that we've been waiting for are finally here to stay. Again, we are seeing beautiful temperatures. We're seeing temperatures ranging from the high 60s all the way to the high 70s. Our warmest point is going to be over here in Graham at 78, and our coolest point is going to be up in Paris at 67. Now, zooming out to our state map, again, we are seeing those beautiful, lovely temperatures. Our warmest points are going to be down in Houston, down in Austin at 77, and in the middle of Abilene at 79. Now, our chilliest point is going to be up in Amarillo at 65. Now, looking at our full weather forecast, today is going to be a beautiful day. We're going to be having a high of 84. Now, tomorrow, our clouds are going to be coming in, and we will be seeing a low of 61. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we can expect lots of sun with beautiful temperatures again. And on Sunday, we are expecting some rain. There's an 80% chance. So if you do have any weekend plans, just be on the lookout for that rain coming in. That is it for our full weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Sydney. Top diplomats of Israel, the United States, and 4 Arab nations met in Israel today to discuss a number of issues. The group spoke about concerns with Iran, rising tensions between Israelites and Palestinians, and food shortages brought on by the war in Ukraine, among other things. The historic summit is the first Arab-Israeli diplomatic meeting on Israeli soil. The group hopes to welcome more countries in the future and plans on meeting in a different country every year.
All eyes are on Supreme Court Justice nominee Ketanji Brown Jackson. If confirmed, she will be the first black woman seated on the bench in the highest court's 233-year history, serving as an inspiration for many. CNN's Adrian Brodus gives us the scoop.
unfolding on a small device.
My parents were public school teachers.
A big moment in America.
They gave me an African name, Ketanji Onyeka, which they were told means lovely one.
The Senate confirmation hearings for Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson capture Chicago stylist Portia Egbon.
That's empowerment. That's empowering.
And her client, Lauren Buford.
Seeing her potentially become a justice is inspiring. To be able to see yourself and see what's possible.
She is overqualified, and this confirmation is overdue.
Not only will you make the court look more like America, but hopefully think more like America.
She thinks like other moms.
I've tried to navigate the challenges of juggling my career and motherhood, and I fully admit that I did not always get the balance right. I love you so much.
Across the city,
the acceptance that others are giving her just to be herself is just a beautiful thing.
Admiration despite the grilling.
These are
do you have anything to say about the
horrible
Hess case? I'm asking you specifically about the Hess
and
case.
My question is, do you regret it or not?
If confirmed, Jackson becomes the first Black woman serving as a justice.
It's almost like one of those kind of power to the people moments for all of the Black women who have been denied opportunities.
Ida Nelson.
Did I get it right? Yeah.
A parent advocate who sparked a new hair discrimination law in Illinois says the judge's first name breaks barriers.
Each of my children had names based on whether or not it was going to pass the resume test. I was considering names that would look good on a resume or that would allow them to get a job. She stands for the essence and the embodiment of Blackness. What she symbolizes is the pride in embracing who you are.
Embracing what the salon can't change hasn't always been easy. Representative Ayanna Presley gets it.
She is wearing her hair in a style, a protective style called sister locks, is also incredibly an important and powerful statement.
Locks have been seen as negative for so long.
It's not just hair. I mean, I'm a woman who has practiced law for 15 years, and in the beginning of my career, I wore my hair straight. I wasn't able to be my authentic self in the workplace.
To understand requires walking in their shoes.
It's hard for me not to look at you and not see my mom, not to see my cousins. I see my ancestors and yours.
Is this about more than hair?
Oh, absolutely.
Hair is essential to Black culture and often misunderstood. And now, a reflection of themselves, changing the image of justice and beauty.
Beauty and professionalism was basically just exemplified by fair skin, straight hair, and everybody who didn't look like that was breaking their neck to try to fit that mold. I just see a shifting in the tides, and it's great to see.
The Senate Judiciary Committee will vote on Jackson's nomination on April 4th. Coming up, Biden plans to announce a minimum income tax for billionaires.
And a United States astronaut is set to return from space.
Sorry. Oh, sorry, man. Oh, sorry.
Imagine it's ice cream day at the office. And everyone from the day before voted for their favorite flavor. Everyone but you. You decided not to vote. The flavor they picked isn't the one that you wanted. But can you really complain? Shh! Now imagine that with an elected official.
Choose not to vote, choose not to be heard. Get registered today.
Hey, listen.
Listen to my flow to save some H2O. This my water rhyme, and this is how it goes. First, turn off the sink and take some time to think. When you waste water, our supply shrinks. When you take a shower, not more than an hour. Shoot for 10 minutes and save water power. Use a reusable bottle, smart like Aristotle. Ditch all the plastic and be a role model. And that was my H2O flow. Please remember how it goes, because if you don't, Earth will go, oh no!
The Biden administration is expected to announce a new income tax plan for the super rich. The plan is a part of President Biden's 2023 fiscal budget proposal and will require households with more than $100 million to pay at least 20% on their full income in taxes. Supporters say if the new tax were to go into effect, the wealthiest Americans would no longer pay a lower tax rate than teachers or firefighters.
The 94th Annual Academy Awards were last night, and many big names took home trophies. But the most memorable moment from that night had little to do with awards. Here are the highlights with David Daniel.
I'm out here. Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow.
It was the slap seen round the world after Oscars presenter Chris Rock made a joke about Will Smith's wife, Jada. Smith returned to the stage to claim the Best Actor Oscar for King Richard, with a speech that seemed to encompass both his on- and off-screen roles.
Richard Williams was a fierce defender of his family. I'm being called on in my life to love people and to protect people and to be a river to my people.
Jessica Chastain won Best Actress for The Eyes of Tammy Faye and summoned her character's trademark love and compassion for LGBTQ people.
For any of you out there who do, in fact, feel hopeless or alone, I just want you to know that you are unconditionally loved for the uniqueness that is you.
Al Pacino, Francis Ford Coppola, and Robert De Niro drew a standing ovation, capping a tribute to the 50th anniversary of The Godfather, while show hosts Amy Schumer, Wanda Sykes, and Regina Hall took the usual shots at politicians, the nominees, and the industry.
This year, the Academy hired 3 women to host because it's cheaper than hiring one man.
Several winners made Oscar history, including Troy Kotsur, named Best Supporting Actor for his role in Coda.
This is dedicated to the deaf community, the CODA community, and the disabled community. This is our moment.
And Best Supporting Actress winner Ariana DeBose from West Side Story.
A queer, openly queer woman of color and Afro-Latina who found her strength in life through art. There is indeed a place for us.
Billie Eilish is the first Oscar winner born in the 21st century, winning Best Original Song, and Jane Campion became the 3rd woman and the 2nd in 2 years to win Best Director.
I love directing because it's a deep dive into story, yet the task of manifesting a world can be overwhelming.
That was The Power of the Dog's only Oscar win out of 12 nominations, while Coda went 3 for 3. In addition to Kotsur's win, Sean Hayter won Best Adapted Screenplay, and the small film about a child of deaf adults won the night's biggest prize, Best Picture.
You guys have made such a wonderful and loving family on screen, but also off screen, and everybody want to be a part of it.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
If you need a quick break from classes, head over to the University Union.
There's going to be a movie screening of Legally Blonde, and you won't want to miss it. Sydney has the details for us. Sydney?
Thanks, Jalen. The University Program Council is hosting a film screening of the iconic film Legally Blonde tonight at 7 p.m. in the University Union Lyceum Theater. Come out to support the University Program Council and have a few laughs with friends. What, like it's hard? I hope to see you there. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Sydney. NASA says astronaut Mark Van Hey will return from the International Space Station later this month, but on a Russian Soyuz spacecraft. Even though this was previously planned, NASA sought to reaffirm that it's still working closely with Russia's space agency on station operations, despite geopolitical tensions. During Van Hay's mission, which began last April, he broke the record for the longest single space flight by an American astronaut, which has stood at 340 days. He'll wrap up his space flight after 355 days in space when he returns with 2 cosmonauts on March 30th.
Man, I know 355 days is a long time to be in space, but they could have at least let him be there for another 10 more days for the full year.
I completely agree. I would want to stay for a year too. But you know what does go on for 365 days? Sports. Let's see what our sports anchor, Ashton Cotton, has for us. Ashton?
Thanks, Jalen. Stay with us as we take a swing into UNT softball right after the break.
6, 7. Hey, didn't see you there. Just finished my 100th rep. You ready to train? Yeah! You got your weights? Yeah! You got your energy drink? Of course. You got time to go to the Pole Recreation Center? Yeah, what?
Listen, I didn't even graduate high school. I can't teach for the life of me.
Instead, UNT is offering workout classes at a moderate pace, including yoga, cycling, Pilates, and more. Don't rely on your dad's old workout videos. Check out the UNT Rec Center today.
UNT Track and Field has completed yet again another successful meet. This past weekend, North Texas showcased some of their best times in one of the biggest track and field meets in Texas history. Texas Relays was held from March 23rd until March 26th at Michael Myers Stadium in Austin, Texas. Director of Track and Field here at UNT, Carl Sheffield, stated it was a pretty good weekend for us. Him and his team set some of the season's personal bests. The men's 4x1 started clocking a season's best time of 39.98. Lyric Choice placed 13 out of 61 with a time of 14.28 in the women's 100-meter hurdles. Be sure to support our Mean Green runners at the Baylor Invitational this Saturday in Waco, Texas. UNT women's softballs conquered but soon defeated in the series matchup with the Charlotte 49ers. Even with the rocky start, falling behind in the first, second, and third inning, Mean Green did not plan on ending the series just yet. Leading up to a major comeback, UNT strikes 3 unanswered runs in the 5th inning and later scored another 6 points to take the lead over Charlotte 9-6. Coming back for their final day in Charlotte, UNT did not have enough left to tie the series. North Texas fell short to Charlotte 6-1 in Sunday's game, ending the series 2-1. North Texas continues to prepare for what the season has to offer next. For more things UNT softball, be sure to catch their next series versus UTEPs at Lovelady Stadium Friday, April 1st. Superfans may call yesterday's game one of the season's best matchups thus far. Utah Jazz played the Dallas Mavericks in a grueling upset, ending the score of 100-114 Mavs. Both sitting at 45-29 in the Western Conference before yesterday's game, these two teams continue to battle for that 4th-team standing position. With only about 7 or 8 games left in the regular season, the Mavs sit right behind the Golden State Warriors with their 48-17 record. The Suns maintain an extensive lead as the Western Conference champs, being 61-14, with the Grizzlies coming in at second case, showcasing a 52-3 team standing. For more things Mavericks, make sure to tune in to their next home game, where they will host the Los Angeles Lakers here at 6:30. Back to you guys at the test.
Thanks, Ashton. A group of servers in a Canvas tavern are being awarded for their hard work. All thanks to a large tip from a TikTok star who knows it's a tough job because she used to do it too. Lexi Burke, who once served as a waitress herself, has made a name for herself on the popular social media app by traveling around the country, leaving huge tips for servers. Lexi has left over 168 large tips, totaling over $300,000. Thank you for watching ntTV News at Noon.
Join us again tomorrow for the latest coverage here in North Texas Television.